Welcome back in the bait layer, cut and shoot creations. What we're going to be making today are some of the quickie style baits or fuzzy ball baits or whatever that seem to be take the fishing world by storm. We're going to be making ours in some molds that we 3D printed. Not sure if that's enough color. What we're using today is Bait Plastics 262 medium hard. It's dead on snow shine. Got a cup and a half of this plastic. That's roughly 50 drops in there. I think I need to add something to give a little bit of a backer to it. And I'm really torn between which way I want to do it. I think I'm going to go with white. I can get my white out here and get it shaken up. Put just a couple drops in there. What that does to it. I don't want it to be too white. I want it to be more about the pearly than about the white. But it needs a little backer of some sort. I'm going to add, I think, 2 more drops of that. Call that good. I don't want to texture it up too much, but I do want to texture it up just a little bit. I'm going to add 1/8 of this fine black from Woolworks. This is the 0.015 size. And I might end up, you know, a little something more than that. I think that's fine on flake. And I'm going to add to it, I've never used this before, so new product for me. This is some Spirit Flakes. From BBG. This is another one of those fly around everywhere flakes, so watch yourself. Like I said, I've never used these before. I don't know how heat tolerant they are or anything else. I don't even know where I got them from. Might be something that my wife had for making tumblers. Not really sure. I'm going to have to give it just a little bit of a reheat, not very much. mold's kind of in place. Give this a try, as many things. We're not afraid to be experimental on this channel, so these are molds that I 3D printed. They're 3D printed in PET G. Coat them down really good with vegetable oil spray. It does help keep the plastic from sticking quite so much. That didn't feel good. That felt like a really big air bubble. Plastic definitely is cooling down in the injector. You can't shoot these very hot, and it does take them quite a while to cool off, so we'll let these cool off, cure up, and we'll get back with you. Thanks so much. Alright, these should be cured up enough we can start taking them out. Getting them out of the molds is a little bit tricky. I don't know how well you can see. This has a ring that goes all the way around the little legs or whatever. You just kind of want to take it out of there real easy. Do the same thing on the outside of the other part. Then we're going to be ready to just take the center out. So you just want to peel all this loose around here. Make sure it's not sticking. And kind of push it through the center section with your finger to kind of free it up there like that. Then do the same thing to the other side. Push it through there. And the second one in the mold, you'll do it the same way. And there you go. There's your first two. And I'll have to go back and pull all this off around here once it cures out a little bit. I don't want to put too much pressure on it until it started to cure a little bit. But once it started to cure a little bit, then I'll go back and do the cleanup on it. See, some of it here is coming off already. So once it starts to cure up, it's actually really easy to separate it. Like I said, I just don't want to put a lot of pressure on it until it has started to cure up a little bit. And so what I do is I clip those off like that, and then I take a little clip and hang them up on a little rail I have over here. So, and then I'll let them dry, cure out for a couple hours, whatever, and then I'll come back and do the cleanup on them, and then put them on use a metal rod that's actually made for a inline spinner to store them on. This one seems to be sticking a little more than that other one was. make it even a little more tricky to looks like I may have flashed a little bit. I don't think this one has been coated as many times with the vegetable oil either. I'll go back and finish cleaning that one off camera. I'm definitely going to have to give that a few more coats of the vegetable oil spray. As you can see here though, once they've been sprayed and that spray starts to sink into that filament that you use to make the mold, they actually come out fairly easy. And it definitely is not $400 or $500 each or whatever it is for these molds in aluminum. And I'm just making these for myself and my regular fishing partner to fish with. I don't think I'll ever sell these. I have a few friends I'll give them to, but there's a lot of work to the cleanup and everything else. So, and like I said, I'll just get a clip and I just hang them up so they hang down to dry. See, that one there came almost completely clean out of there on its own. The same thing with this one. And straight through and make sure that all your little legs right there are loose. Same thing there. Same thing there. And I marked these like this across here with the different colors so they can put them together the same way every time, because I did have to do a little bit of light sanding to get them to fit together perfectly or close to perfectly. What it actually looks like too is that maybe once the plastic was a little cooler, they actually shot a little better and come out of the mold a little better. But the fact that I'm trying to shoot these 6 of them at a time, I definitely don't want to start off with my plastic too cool right from the start. So maybe I'll be better off to shoot it a hair bit cooler and shoot 3 and then 3. And I have shot these before. This isn't the first time I've shot them, but I haven't shot them a lot of times either. I've shot them maybe 3 or 4 times before this, so I'm not even going to pretend I have the learning curve of using these molds down. I will say that, of course, if you shoot them too hot right from the start, you're going to risk warping your molds. So I'm shooting these at like not a lot over 300, 310, 315, something like that. And the thing is, this particular plastic being as heavy as what it is, heavy, you know, as thick as what it is, or as tough as what it is, does tend to cool down and thicken up on you faster. Those flakes didn't seem to lose any other coloring in there. I probably should have went with a little more. I'm probably going to add another 1/16 or so of those BBG flakes into there. They look like they're just oversized microflakes. Like I said, I don't even know exactly where I got them from, but I'm going to add some more of that to it. I'll shoot another batch and I'll get back with you when I take them out. Alright, so to start off, on my channel, I always share with you success, failures, whatever the case may be. See this? This is me thinking that I had shot this before and that I coated it. I did not. As you can see, since there was no vegetable oil there to stop the plastic from soaking into the print, the PETG plastic, if you will, of the mold, it's sticking. It's going to take a lot of work for me to clean this up. All because I made that thought mistake. But you live and you learn, you go on. That's why you coat these down. I went back through and even coated these other ones additional good coat before I shoot them again. It's always a good practice to coat them every 2 or 3 shots or whatever. So I did add an extra 1/16 of that flake into these, so I'm curious to see how much difference that made. Feels like they're still a little warm. I could have probably waited an additional minute or two to be taking these out, but with aluminum molds, the aluminum helps dissipate off the heat, and that's why you can take those out so fast. This, no heat dissipation, so you really have to wait to take these out. And the sprue section is still very, very warm, so I should have waited a little bit to get these out, but this one here has a little extra flashing on it, even more than what they normally have. So while I was attempting to shoot a little cooler than I did last time, apparently I actually shot a little warmer than I did last time. So or possibly held a little too much pressure. I'll get a couple of these down here. You can kind of tell maybe more in the sprue, but see the difference adding that extra, that BBG flake, whatever that was, into there. It actually really changes the color profile of it a lot. So not sure which one I like best. guess I'll do what you should always do and let the fish tell you which one is best. I personally have never fished with this style bait. It does seem to be taking all the pro trails by storm, so my fishing partner will be fishing in a tournament this weekend using some of these in a green pumpkin candy red that I made last week, and hopefully he has all kinds of success on them. Which would definitely keep me a lot more interested in pouring more of these in the future. See, this one's cooled down like the way you like it. When it's cooled down right, it's a lot easier. Take it out of there. That one there also over flashed a little bit around the bottom edge. So that definitely does tell me my plastic was probably a little warmer than it was on that last shot, but I really don't like putting that much of that oil in there, because you can see how sticky and my fingers are getting. Makes it kind of hard to get a hold of them, but it helps you to get a good shot. I guess it's a good trade-off. This one appears to have flashed a little bit in the middle also, so making it a little bit tough to take it apart, but I'm going to add some cleanup time to this one as well. Yeah, I pretty much definitely shot those a little bit too warm. And then maybe the plastic, the interior of the plastic of the mold may have still been holding a little bit of heat from the prior shot, so I might have to do a little cleanup work on all these before I shoot these again. But there you go. Fuzzy balls, quickie balls, whatever name you hear them called by. Done the homemade way. Not perfect. Should catch fish. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe. Till next time, Cut and Shoot Creations signing out.